A lot of people are waiting on the sidelines to see what the market does in 2026. But waiting on the sidelines usually means you've already potentially missed the window. And I think there's a bigger question in how people are going to behave. Hey, I'm Jimmy. I'm a realtor here in Ottawa. I help people make confident real estate decisions. Listen, markets don't just move because rates and headlines. They move because of how people feel about their options. So I want to talk about where we're heading 2026 with some predictions. The forecast is steady, but there are pockets that matter. So here are my 4 big predictions for the 2026 year. Prediction number 1, the best homes will still sell quickly. Even in a calmer overall market, I don't think demand will disappear for the right homes in the right areas. Well-priced properties in strong neighborhoods, think like Westboro, Glebe, Old Ottawa South, New Edinburgh, those types of core neighborhoods, houses with good layouts, realistic expectations for pricing, those will still attract the serious buyers. So I think in 2026, we will see fewer bidding wars overall, but stronger competition where it actually makes sense, not everywhere, but in the right scenarios. Prediction number 2, I think one of the big shifts we will see in 2026 is that the condo market finally finds the floor. Prices may not jump quickly, but I think we'll see more stability than decline and fewer sharp corrections. A lot of sellers have already adjusted their expectations. Buyers are starting to feel like they're not catching a falling knife anymore. When people feel like the downside risk is lower, they're more willing to step in, even if they're still being careful. So I don't see condos taking off in 2026, but I do think that they'll feel more predictable, and that matters a lot for confidence. Prediction number 3, bungalows will stay in high demand as more baby boomers downsize. I think that is a trend we're going to continue to see that is strong for 2026. A lot of baby boomers are reaching that point where stairs just aren't as appealing anymore, but they still want to stay in their neighborhoods that they've been in for potentially decades. So instead of leaving the city or moving into condos, many are looking for single level homes with manageable yards and a familiar surrounding. The challenge is there just aren't that many bungalows available, especially in established areas. When good ones do come up, they tend to move quickly. I think that keeps prices firm in that segment, even when other parts of the market feel calmer, because the demand is very specific and very consistent. Okay, prediction number 4, people waiting for the bottom are missing out. A lot of people are waiting on the sidelines for like a crash or a sign. But if you've been waiting since, let's say, 2023, you've likely already missed your window. Data shows a very specific trend. In 2022, we saw a peak average price of $820,000 for the city of Ottawa. Now, the market then corrected down to $773,000, so about $25,000 less for 2023. That was the bottom. That's when interest rates went up, they were high. That was the window. But most people were too nervous to jump in, which makes sense because even though prices were lower, monthly costs were about the same due to the interest rates. Since then, we've seen a low but steady climb. Prices ticked up to $775 in 2024, and then they hit $792 by the end of 2025. So while everyone was sort of waiting for things to get cheaper, the market was actually quietly moving away from them. This is why I focus on behavior over headlines. If you're waiting for 2023 prices to come back, you're likely going to be waiting a very long time and potentially never. Confidence comes from knowing when the bottom has passed, and the numbers say it's already behind us. If I had to describe what 2026 looks like, I'd say it's less dramatic, more stable, not a boom year, not a crash year, just a market where people can actually make plans again and take their time to enter into the real estate market. When markets feel predictable, people make better long-term decisions, not rush ones, not fearful ones. What do you think is going to happen in the 2026 real estate market? Let me know in the comments.